Hello and welcome to Freedom Watch, your daily dose of raw liberty online at foxnews.com/Freedom Watch. I'm Judge Andrew Napolitano here, defending freedom, defending your natural rights, and defending your right to have a government that stays within the confines of the Constitution. On Freedom Watch, we see time and time again the politicians often behave like thieves, taking other people's money through taxes without the government adding anything productive to the economy. Dale Peterson, who is running for Alabama Commissioner of Agriculture and Industry, says that's one reason so many Alabama farmers have lost their jobs in recent years. Taxes that drive them out of business. And politicians who don't care, and in some cases are even under ethics investigation. Peterson didn't have the money himself for a fancy political campaign, but his no-nonsense campaign commercial has been such a hit that it's been watched over 1 million times on YouTube. Let's take a look.
I'm Dale Peterson, and I'm after the Republican nomination for Alabama Agriculture Commissioner. I've been a farmer, a businessman, a cop, a Marine during Vietnam. So listen up. Alabama Ag Commissioner is one of the most powerful positions in Alabama, responsible for $5 billion. Bet you didn't know that. You know why? Thugs and criminals. If they can keep you in the dark, they can do whatever they want with all that money. And they don't give a rip about Alabama. Here we are, losing 3 family farms a day. Illegals bust in by the thousands, and Alabama's unemployment's at an all-time high. And what are my opponents doing about it? Stealing yard signs in the dark of night from my supporters. Norman Grace brags on his Facebook page about receiving contributions from industries he would regulate. Bragging about receiving illegal money on Facebook. Who on earth would support such a dummy? And why? We're Republicans. We should be better than that. I'm Dale Peterson. I'll name names and take no prisoners. Give me the Republican nomination for Ag Commission, and let's show Alabama we mean business.
I will name names and take no prisoners. Peterson has gotten a lot of criticism for sounding confrontational and toting a gun in the ad, but let's try talking to him ourselves. Joining me now, the new Republican star, candidate for Alabama Commissioner of Agriculture and Industry, Dale Peterson. Dale, welcome to Freedom Watch.
Hello, big guy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. What objection could anybody possibly have with that commercial? You've accused your opponents of what we all know they have done, and you've promised to run an honest department that supports the free market.
I don't suppose that's allowed, is it? You know, that's the way things have been. And that's exactly it. I didn't say anything in that ad that I don't truly believe.
Well, we know the ad is resonating, but let me ask you this. Why does the Republican establishment fear you? Why do the people that are in power already not want you there?
Well, I think, Judge, it boils down to one thing, is that I'm in this for the people of Alabama and the people of this country. And that supposedly is what it's all about, because these politicians and the good old insiders, the good old boys, and the politicians of power, they just really don't want to relinquish that. So therefore, I'm not one of theirs. I'm not the chosen one in this race, by the way. The one under ethics complaints, the chosen one.
What is the?
What it actually boils. Go.
What does the government? What does the government do with the $5 million that this Department of Agriculture and Industry has? It certainly doesn't increase jobs. You guys are losing jobs every day.
Well, what happens to it, that is, we're directly or indirectly responsible for $5 million worth of revenue that goes into the state's general fund. See, our budget in Alabama, of course, is a lot smaller than other states, even New York there. It's around $17 billion. And this one department accounts for a third of that budget. And it's a constantly shrinking department. So if we think we're going to buy now financially, just wait a few years. Because if we keep losing farmers, we're going to be in trouble.
If you had been in power when the Bush or Obama stimulus packages came around, and the federal government came calling with a check that said paid to the government of the state of Alabama, and there were a few strings on that check, would you have accepted it and put it in the bank, or would you have told the feds to go home?
Well, you know, we have a saying down here where the sun doesn't shine, and that's a good place for that check. Because if we could get government out of the way, you know, we can fix things. We just got to get them out of the way. And if we go to government with our hands stuck out, say, please, Mr. Government, give me some money so I can not work anymore. But what it's all about, Judge, is one thing. When I say we have this upside down, I mean that, because we are teaching the folks that the government, that's what the government is trying to teach, that you really don't need to work. We'll take care of you. And
Dale, even in Alabama, even in a state like Alabama, the government is saying, we will take care of you. We know the feds are doing it. I mean, we have to get that crowd in Washington out of there to get the feds to stop it. But are you telling me that even in Alabama, the government is saying, give us your money, give us your freedom, give us your property, and we'll take care of you?
Well, I'm not saying the state government itself. I was still on the point of the feds doing that. And see, we were talking about the Fed check coming, what I would do with it.
Right.
But if we just move them out of the way, get them out of the way, then we can fix it. But we also have to reinstill some family values here. We have to instill some what this Constitution was all about. It's been sliced and diced now to the point to where we barely recognize it anymore.
Nobody takes it.
And the government powers when you were...
You're right. Nobody takes the Constitution seriously. Nobody in Washington takes the Constitution seriously.
Well, they don't even know what it is.
Well, what can you do in Alabama? I mean, would Alabama, for example, threaten to nullify federal statutes that are violative of the Constitution on its face? Would it threaten to leave the Union so that it could exercise its own state sovereignty, something reserved to it under the 10th Amendment?
You know, I can't speak for the governor. I can speak for me as John Q. citizen, Dale Peterson, who has never even wanted to rub up against a politician. It just makes my skin crawl. But we're in a mess. But the way I look at it is that we take care of our own here, and we move forward with our own. If we can take care of Alabama first, I'm not saying we'd leave or even threaten to leave or whatever, but I do think we ought to get back to the 10th Amendment. You know, we give them the money. They don't give it to us. And if they give us money, they're giving us back our own money, Judge.
Exactly.
Makes sense to me.
What is the one thing that you will do on your own without the consent of the legislature of Alabama as soon as you're elected as the Commissioner of Agriculture and Industry that will enhance the freedom and the free market abilities of the people of Alabama?
Two things. First thing is, I will have a weekly radio show. 1 hour weekly radio show, what I can get, that covers all of Alabama. In that radio show, we will tell the people of Alabama what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we intend to do, what progress we've made on it, and where we're going with it, and when we think we will be there. And the other thing, which is the main thing, is we will tell the people of Alabama who's standing in the way of their progress. And that's what hasn't been done heretofore. It's naming the names I'm talking about there.
Right. That's what you talked about. That's what you talked about in the radio ad. What's the second thing?
Well, the second thing is we've all seen that little sticker on the bananas. I think it's Chiquito banana. I want to have an Alabama-grown sticker that we put on all our products, that we put into the grocery stores, and our people, our citizens go there and they have a choice. Do we want to buy this that's coming from China that is killing our farmers, or do we want to buy Alabama-grown products? That, I bet you, is the ultimate loyalty card.
All right. Dale Peterson,
that's the two things.
Good luck in the Republican primary. Come back and visit with us again, would you please?
I'd love to, Judge. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.